So hi everybody, this is going to be my first video blog for the Tea for Me blog, and so today I thought particularly a video would work out very well because I've been talking about blooming tea for a while now. I picked some up at World Market, but I never had the time to actually sit down and brew it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I brew it, and then I'll tell you exactly how it kind of tastes, if it was worth the value or anything like that. So from World Market, I got this, which is called the Numi Flowering Tea. The Petite Bouquet Green, White, and Black Teas. And so basically it gives you like a little history about flowering tea on the back. This was about $6, and it came with 4 small flowering bulbs. So then it should be pretty interesting to see what ones bloom into something nice and which ones are kind of not that great. Black tea is not one of my favorite things to drink, so we'll see if one of the black teas is okay. So today what you're going to need is you're going to need hot water, either from the stove, from the microwave, whatever you want to do it. Microwaves, I'll guarantee, are not your best bet because you can't watch the water temperature. And a lot of the softer teas, they'll scald, and your flavor won't necessarily be as good as it should be because the water will be too warm. I'm going to use just my normal little jade teacup. It's not very big, you can see, but it has this clay outside, and it gets rather hot. Then what I'm going to use today is, normally my teapot has a filter, but I'm taking the filter out because I want to see the flower start from the bottom all the way to the top. And I want to see it go up. So that's the reason why. I have my automatic kettle here, so I'm just going to flip it on again. I think this is I'm pretty sure this is the white one. This is a white tea. Okay, this, by smell, this is going to be the flower jewel. They're not marked on the packets at all, so you just kind of have to take your best guess. By smell, this is obviously jasmine, and the only one with jasmine is called the flower jewel. It's white tea scented with jasmine and aramith flower. Marnoth flower? I'm not really quite sure. Flowers are not my deal, but you see it has this really beautiful pink flower on the end, and I'm guessing that one's gonna bloom quite prettily. So right now, white teas, usually 185 degrees always for white teas. You don't want to over boil them. If you don't know what 185 degrees looks like, it's right when water has just started to boil. It's got the small bubbles, very small bubbles, and you want to keep an eye out for that just to make sure that you're not overdoing it. I'm going to go ahead and get my fingers out of the way. Go ahead and dump the hot water in, and if we're lucky, this little guy sitting at the bottom, if you can, it's kind of sitting at the top. I'm hoping water go like sink down and start to bloom. I think honestly my water needed to be a little bit hotter, but I'm gonna let it sit for a bit. I'm gonna put my little cap on. Put my cap on. I'm gonna return my kettle to its original spot. I'm gonna click my kettle back on. It's really interesting to see it because it's just starting at the tips. If you can see, it's just starting to come unfurled there. I'm wondering if it's supposed to bloom backwards like that. I'm not really sure, but I'm kind of worried that I did it wrong. It's kind of looking something like the creature from the Black Lagoon. I'll let you know if I'll click it back on once it's completely bloomed out, and we'll see if it's gotten any progress or not. so it's been about 2 minutes. Sat and watched it, and lo and behold, it actually bloomed into something very pretty. I'm going to take a couple pictures of it in its full bloom. And then, after, I put it in some more water after I take the second steep. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to taste a little bit of this and see how it is. The color is really weak as far as tea goes. If you were to put this in like a gaiwan or something like that, it might show up a little better. My cup, unfortunately, is jade colored on the inside, so it gives it a little more of a green tint than it has. But obviously, you can see from inside, it's a little more yellow colored than I thought it was going to be. And usually whites don't carry that, but because it has the jasmine, maybe that has something to do with it. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is the first brew, so I don't know how strong it's going to be, but it's actually quite weak. As far as jasmine goes, I'd say it's nothing impressive. I do have the Phoenix Eye Jasmine that I prefer, but this one, it has an obvious kind of floral taste to it, but not necessarily anything that's gonna pop out like, oh, that's chrysanthemum, or oh, that's rose, or when you get into like, oh, that's orange blossom or passion, something like that. It doesn't have that kind of taste. It's really kind of weak. To be honest, I was expecting a little bit more from it, but I guess since it's not Tivana and it's not necessarily the best quality, it's not from a tea shop, it's just from your local supermarket or your local world market. I'd say it's not a bad buy. I'd recommend it if you're just looking at just trying it out to see if even as a tester, to see if you have the right teapot for it, something like that. I would recommend it for that. But otherwise, I mean, it's not too impressive. But maybe it'll be after like the second brew. So I've let this one sit a little bit more. I'm gonna finish up this glass of tea, and then I'm gonna come back when I've let this sit for a couple more minutes. Okay, so you can obviously tell it's darker. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull the next cup out. I put in some more hot water just to try and get it to be a little bit more flavorful. So we'll see. This is the second one. The nice thing about white teas is that they do brew at that lower temperature instead of a full boil, which is nice to the palate because it doesn't, on the spot start burning your tongue. You don't have to aerate nearly as much, but it's hard to place on this one actually. Overall, I'd still recommend getting the pack and just, testing it out on whatever you have to deal. The other thing I got, which I'm going to be doing some reviews and stuff on, is, because I was at World Market and they have that big tea section, and I was like, this is good material. And so I went over and I've tried a lot, or I have a lot of the teas that they have already. But I noticed that this was their little sampler. And if you can see, it says Raspberry Earl, Egyptian Mint, Ambrosia Plum, and Italian Chamomile. Now, I don't know exactly what some of these are. Like, Egyptian Mint is a green tea. I'm really not sure what that's going to taste like. I've never been a fan of mint tea. So that's about it. The other thing is they're in tea bags. people know that I prefer loose leaf tea over anything. That's why I have the pot with the filter. That's why I have a Gaiwan. That's why, you know, I don't like tea in bags necessarily. Not that I have anything against them. Some really good teas do come from teas in bags. My cat is trying to get into the video. Come here. Nick, 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 Nick. Come here. I'm being rejected by my cats. That's sad. That's sad to say. You're a crazy cat lady. You're a blog. A video blog about tea. If you guys have any suggestions on teas that I should try, or if you want to know my opinions on any teas, go ahead and leave them in a comment, or if you're looking at my official Tea For Me kind of site, which is the Tumblr, go ahead and send me a message. I do enjoy messages. I do enjoy suggestions for tea. If you guys have like a local tea that you think would be really great to try out or not, then, you know, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. If I can order it, let me know. If it's any kind of like Teavana or Teavana or anything from like the Red Blossom Tea Company, and you guys want me to try it out, then I'd be more than happy to go ahead and do that. Oh, I finally caught her! I finally caught her! You're ruining my video. Me in here ruining my video, and then when I finally get you on, you don't want to. Okay, so that's enough of rambling. Bye!